Have you ever had one of those moments in life where there's something that you've like daydreamed about for years, and then one day it actually happens, you're experiencing it and you still can't believe it? Yeah, guys, that's me right now. Oh my God. Hey, what's up, bookworms, sandworms, and you Benny Gesserit witches? Mike back today to talk a little more Dune. As you guys don't know, there is going to be a lot of new Dune content for the new movie coming out here very, very soon. They will be having a new trailer tomorrow morning, but I was one of the lucky people who got invited to go see the new trailer a night early on IMAX, but we also got a lot of new little trinkets. Now, guys, I'm not going to spoil anything major here. If you haven't read the book, you're going to be fine. I'm not going to spoil anything about the movie for you. I do want to kind of talk about a little bit about what I saw and my thoughts on it as a major fan of Frank Herbert's book. First off, here's what we got to see. First, we got to see Timothée Chalamet come out and talk about the movie. Obviously not him. It was on the screen. Guys, it was on the screen. He wasn't actually here. And then he introduced the first 10 minutes of the movie. So yes, we got to see the first 10 minutes of the movie, which was met with thunderous applause. People were very, very happy about that. Full house, by the way. It was a full house in IMAX today. Then after we saw that, then Denis V came out and he actually said, "This is my favorite scene from the book," which is from the movie and the book, which is the rescuing the spice harvesters. You probably know what you're talking about if you've read the book before. And then we have a section with Hans Zimmer talking about his creative process for the soundtrack, which I found very, very interesting because it was actually him and Denis V talking to each other, and basically Hans Zimmer saying why he agreed to do that. Actually, Denis V said he called Hans Zimmer and he didn't know if he'd be interested. And Hans Zimmer said, as a fan of the book, he knew with a guy like Denis V doing it, he was going to accept because he knew he wasn't going to be putting his name on something bad. So that's very encouraging that, you got two fans of the book, because Denis V does talk numerous times about how this was a book he's been dreaming about filming since he was 14 years old. And that is why I've been very, very excited about this. And then at the end, we got to see the new 3-minute trailer, which you guys will be seeing tomorrow morning. And it is very good, you guys. But I want to talk about this as my reaction as a fan of the book. In case you don't watch the channel all the time, you just found the channel for this video. Let me explain this to you. Not only is this my favorite book of all time, it's a book I say changed my life. It changed the way I approach all kinds of things. I've talked in depth about why I think you should read it, why it's important to me, and things like that. But I had people today being like, "Hey, you're going to react to this trailer?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going to react to it because I'm going to see it in person tonight," and they're going to take up our phones. Which they did. They did take up our phones. But I don't want people thinking, "Oh, well, you're just a fan of the book. You're very, very excited." Look, that makes me a tougher judge on these things. I'm going to be way harder on it than most people are. I don't get just like super excited and be like, "I don't care what I just saw. I'm just excited." Look, this is, I'm going to be honest with you guys here. I've been very confident about this movie just because I know how much this book means to Denis V. And I'm saying Denis V because I say his name wrong all the time, and I don't want to be rude. It's not rude. I just don't know how to say it right. Even though I heard him say it in the movie tonight. But I got to say, guys, this is the first time since seeing Lord of the Rings that I'm just in awe. Just my jaw dropped in the sense of scale and scope of everything. Just feels epic. Everything just feels humongous. Nothing in this seems small, from the sets to the spaceships. Everything looks incredible. And I don't know if they're using miniatures or what they're doing, or if the special effects are just that amazing. It all looks real. It looks fascinating. I can't believe how beautiful this movie looks. And I mean, this looks like a movie that's got like a $400 million budget. That's how insane it looks, from the costuming to the set design to everything. Obviously, you know about the cast of this movie. A very, very incredible cast. I mean, this cast alone probably it's one of the higher bankrolls, I think. It's like the payroll of the New York Yankees, this squad that they put together for this cast. But you can tell they all want to be here because each one of them took a moment to talk about, what it was like being in this movie. And it's very, very exciting stuff. But you got these little things in between the 10-minute preview, between, the scene that Denny wanted to show us, things like that. You had the other actors in the movie talking about what it was like filming and things like that and what they wanted to talk about. But again, guys, I mean, everything in this movie just looks incredible, and like I said, massive. I mean, you got the spice harvesters, which will make your mind explode if you've been like me and you've been daydreaming about seeing these things forever. The sandworms, yes, you get to see more of the sandworms. I'm sorry, I got to see more of the sandworm. You will not see more of the sandworms until you see the movie. That is not in the trailer. I got to see the Harkonnen ships at the beginning. Got to see, guys, this is my favorite part. I have been fascinated with ornithopters since I was a young man reading this book for the first time. And I swear to God, these got ripped straight from my inner eye. These things look every bit as incredible as I imagined, and I cannot wait for you to see them because it is impressive. I mean, it is just fascinating that they have really just gone all in on this, and it doesn't look like, you know, sometimes with adaptations of sci-fi stuff, you're like, okay, let's ease back a little bit on it, and you know, because we're going to lose casuals. No, they're completely going for it, guys. It looks just incredible. Like I said, the costuming, my God, the costuming, everything just looks gorgeous and lived in and real, and man, I can't wait to buy all the merchandise. Like when you see like the House Atreides banners in the background stuff, oh my God, I want these. Every one of these sets just looks incredible. There's no set, I think, that we saw in these first 10 minutes that looked small. Everything just looks so grand, and it's just something I didn't expect. I think because in the 2 Dune adaptations we've had now, I feel like, you know, the sci-fi movie was more faithful to the book, but it looked like it was on the budget of like a high school drama club. And then you had the David Lynch movie. We know the problems with that. Had all the budget, but it didn't follow the book a ton. You know, it looks like everything that you could have possibly imagined. Some of the art just looks like, you know, famous art that has been depicted by really good artists just brought to life. And of course, the stuff that you have up here while you read it. It's amazing, guys. I can't say enough about the aesthetic, the feel of this. I feel like I'm on Arrakis here. I really, really do. But let me talk about the characters that you do see in the movie footage, not necessarily in the trailer. In the movie footage, you get to see, obviously, Duke Leto. The beard's looking good, so I'm down with Oscar Isaac in that role. Of course, Paul. I mean, I've been saying for a while now, this kid's going to crush it. I mean, this is one of the hottest actors on the scene right now. And yes, he was born to play this role. I am perfectly happy with him because I think he can give that youthful appearance, and they can age him up slowly if this does become a franchise of movies. You could definitely see them aging him up as the role goes along in the storyline there. Lady Jessica, you get some scenes with her and Paul together. Very good stuff. I was kind of upset to see a ton of her wardrobe yet, but I'm thinking that they're saving a lot. I mean, we saw the first 10 minutes. I'm sure she's going to have probably about 15 to 20 wardrobe changes just in that part. Gurney played by Josh Brolin. The first glimpse of humor. There's a little bit of humor here, guys, and don't worry, it's not MCU humor. It's not Star Wars sequels humor. There are 2 instances of humor, once in the first 10 minutes and once in the trailer, and they got big receptions of laughter from the crowd. So I think you'll be quite happy with the way they're doing the humor there. But Gurney is stoic character. I don't think you're going to be laughing a lot, but his one scene in the movie not one scene, but his first scene in the movie was kind of amusing. This is the first time I got a real look at Thufir, and I don't know the actor playing him, but man, he looks awesome. He looks awesome. Just saying he does with his eyes. It's just, yes, it's like, that's Thufir. Really cool stuff. Reverend Mother Mohayam, you don't hear any dialogue from her. You only see her appear. If you've read the book, you know where she arrives at the beginning. It did not go as far as you guys are thinking with the Reverend Mother, so I didn't get to see that part. We also got to see Dave Bautista as the Beast Raban. Looks awesome, guys. The Harkonnens, they say Harkonnen. I've always said Harkonnen, but they do say Harkonnen in the movie. So I'm going to bow. It's like all those years I said Smaug the Dragon wrong, and then the movie came out, like I said, it's Desolation of Smaug, and I'm like, I've been saying it wrong all these years, so it's going to be a hard habit for me to break. But I'm sure Frank Herbert would have been fine if you said Harkonnen. I don't think he'd have been too mad as long as you're reading it. We do get to see Chani. Chani actually is in the very intro of the movie, so you get to see her a little bit. And of course, it was the first real look at Liet Kynes. You know, that's the controversial pick because they gender swapped the character. Played the part pretty good from the scene that I saw, guys. So I'm happy. I love that the blue eyes don't look corny because both adaptations, the blue eyes have looked bad. They look really good in here. So I'm excited about that. You did get to hear the voice, the Bene Gesserit voice. You do get to hear that, and it's different than anything I would have expected. Still not sure quite how I feel about it, but I am glad it's different. It isn't just like go old voice from Stargate SG-1 or something like that. Although I like that, it's really cool. But I thought that's what they were going to go with. The way they do it is a little different. But I need to hear more of it being used before I really can make a real judgment on it. But again, guys, the sets, I just cannot state enough how gorgeous everything is. I mean, the whole time, obviously you're in IMAX, you got a big screen, but my eyes are just going around corner to corner, looking at all the backgrounds and stuff. It looks impressive. It really, really does. And there's even a part where, guys, yes, there is dialogue straight from the book. The bless the maker in his water, bless the coming and going of him. I was actually reciting it along with the character as they were saying it. It was so, so good. But as for the trailer, guys, I would say the trailer is, if the first one was kind of a tone trailer, I think this one is very much the story trailer. It's about 3 minutes long. You get to see a little bit more of Duncan in the trailer because we don't get him in that first 10 minutes of the movie or in that one special scene that Denis V showed us. But you do get to see a little bit more of Duncan in that. Like I said, the humor, it was one of those kind of things that I was like, oh no, they're going to use humor. How's this going to react? And everybody laughed as long as I was laughing. Look, at that point, I was so happy with how everything has turned out that I was probably going to laugh, even if they said, you know, water is wet, ha ha ha. You know, I can't think of anything on the spot. But everyone laughed. It seems like everyone is enjoying that. Okay, but you know, Duncan and Paul do kind of have that, you know, brotherly kind of relationship, joking, busting balls and stuff like that. So it was fine by me. I'm sure someone will say it's a problem and it's not taking us because people still just don't like Momoa as Duncan. Look, I think he looks awesome as Duncan. So you're not gonna hear anything from me. None of the casting. I have no problems with any of the castings, dude. None of them. None of them. I think they're all great. The music is about what you'd come to expect from Hans Zimmer. It was kind of funny in his thing. He was saying like he wanted to get something otherworldly. He said he didn't want to go to like where you're on a planet in another galaxy and just be using the same old, you know, brass and trombones and things like that. I wanted to kind of get something otherworldly. So he says, I'm just going to create a new instrument. Must be nice to be just such a musical genius that you can just create a new instrument. Lots of vocalizing and like, oh, you know, like female voices, like singing like the Middle Eastern kind of sound that I think you would come to expect from something like Dune. But it's Hans Zimmer. I have no doubts it's going to be awesome. What we did hear when we did see the Sandworm, yeah, guys, it's going to be another awesome score, another home run from him. We only got glimpses of Yui and Piter and, of course, the Baron in the trailer. The Baron, it's the first time I've heard his voice. So his voice does sound creepy. And I was worried that they were not going to have the Baron be, you know, large and in charge like he is in the book. But yes, they've done a very impressive makeup job on Stellan Skarsgård there. So I'm very excited to see that. Only saw Piter just for a second, but I think that's another awesome casting. Yui, looks cool. I don't really have much more to say. Look, guys, all I got to say is look, fear not. Fear is the mind killer. Fear not, Dune faithful, because this is in very, very good hands. I feel like my... what's the word? My confidence has been rewarded here because I've been saying I'm not worried about this. And the reason I bring this up is because a lot of Hollywood adaptations now, I'm just like, I would be stunned if I'm pleased with the adaptation. Except Dune. I'm really confident that people are like, why? I'm like, because one, Denis V has never made a movie I haven't liked. Like Prisoners, Arrival, all these awesome, awesome movies. I love them to death. Two, he said this is his dream project. I am not worried about him doing faithfulness to the book. I'm really, really confident. He might add some things. He might move some characters here or there, maybe. I expect that maybe to make the screenplay flow a little better. You know, he can't be we can't be hearing inner monologues like we did in 1984. So I'm confident this guy, everything he's made, like I said, has been great. And the visuals are out of this world. I can't wait for you guys to see him. But like I said, he's not going to mess this up. I'm pretty sure one of his stipulations for coming on board is, look, I know what you guys did to David Lynch. I want final cut. I want creative control. And I'm pretty sure they've given it to him. So all I got to say at this point, guys, is go see this movie. Because it does, when it gives you the title screen, it does say Dune Part 1. And I do know where the movie ends. So, yes, I want to see at least this whole first book get made. So please go see this movie. And that's the next thing. Yes, it's releasing in IMAX, in theaters, and on HBO Max the same day. Do not do yourself a disservice and watch this on HBO Max. You need to see this on the biggest and loudest and most obscene theater that you possibly can. The biggest screen possible. You need to see this in the theater because you're going to be robbed of this sense of awe. If you don't see this on the big screen, you're going to regret it. This, like I said, this is the first movie since the Lord of the Rings trilogy where I feel like you would really be doing yourself a disservice if you do not see this on the big screen. It's going to be an event, guys. And that is about it. There's lots and lots and lots more we can talk about. If we have enough people wanting to, maybe we can talk about some spoilers and stuff, and I can go through and break it down or something. I don't know. I don't know. If you guys caught my first trailer reaction, there wasn't quite the visceral reaction this time like that. It was more of just like a kid in a candy shop. It was almost like I was a kid meeting, you know, their favorite baseball player or something. I was just in awe the whole time, and I just cannot believe this is happening. It's very surreal. I've waited so long to have a faithful, big budget version of this book, and it's finally looking like it's going to come to fruition. It's really going to happen. 3 more months, you guys. It's going to be so awesome. And we're going to be rereading the book on the channel here in September. So if you've never read the book and you're looking to finally dive in to my favorite book of all time, you can read along with me in September, and we'll be talking about it then. So thanks for watching, guys. Drop in the comments and let me know after you see the trailer what you think. I can't wait for you guys to see it and talk about it. Talk to you then.